But now the problem here is not the girls that are going there. It is the agents here that are needed to be controlled. And if I was the Minister for Labor, I will just remove them I will block them, I will cancel them. Because they will tell you, you are going to a hospital, a hotel, you're going to work for a hotel. They don't give information of where these people are being taken. You don't have an information of your boss. You don't have an information of the people, the conditions, the working conditions. They don't even link you to the embassy of Kenya. And now you get, even there in Asian countries, we have the Freemasons, we have the witches, we have all kinds of things. Now you are taken to such a kind of a person. He knows where you come from. Number one, what they do, they confiscate your passport.
Why?
That's the first thing. They take up your passport. You will not live as a Kenyan, you live as a Muslim, and yet you have never been Muslim. So what you happen to you, you pretend
to become a Muslim.
You pretend to be their culture, yet you are not. You'll be given a buibui, you'll be given everything. But you go to America, this modern day slavery is in America. Modern day slavery is in Europe. Our people are tortured. They are overworked. They work for 18 hours. They work very hard for them to be sustained in that country. They are slaves.
Yo, what's up guys? How are you doing? I go by the name Vincent Mboya, the entertainment critic officer. Na kama kawaida channel tuna nambari moja kwa burudani, channel tuna nambari moja kwa umbea. Na wengine wakiletaga mchezo wakiletaga mzamza, tunawapotezea. A very lovely evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. Thank you so much for tuning in. And leo pia nimebahatika, sababu huwa ni bahati, niko na Apostle mwenyewe. Na siko na Apostle tu, bali niko na Apostle na tunashoot ile kamera Apostle alinizawadi nayo.
Hallelujah. Niaje baba?
Niko salama.
Unaendeleaje?
Nashukuru sana.
Kamera inakupelekaje?
Sasa unaona tunafanya vitu.
Naona mashabiki wamefurahi sana.
Professional, mashabiki wamekwambia Apostle may God Mungu aregeshe mali imetoka.
Amen.
Because hakuna Apostle huwa anatoa.
Apostle ni kupokea wanapokea.
Most of them huwa wananipokea.
By the way, unajua niko na wazee 700 wa 70 years and above. 700 of 70 years and above huwa napatia chakula kila mwisho wa mwezi, na wapatia mavazi, na wapatia matibabu, na wasimamia kwa kila kitu. Did you know that? Wacha kuona kamera. 700 wazee wa 70 years and above, wa mama na wazee wa 70 years and above. 700 kujanga kila mwisho wa mwezi, na wapatia kilo 4 za mchele, kilo 4 za maharagwe, kilo 4 za mahindi, kilo 4 za dengu, kilo 4 za kamande, na kilo 2 za mafuta. Anaenda nakula. Maana kuna wazee wengi walitelekezwa, wako kwenye slums. Hana chakula, hana mahali pa kulala, hana naye mshughulikia. Wengine ni wagonjwa, wengine wana visukari, wengine wana pressure, wengine wana matatizo kila aina. 700. Na tumai, naomba tu Mungu anisaidie, anijalie nipate wao. Nataka 10,000.
You want to fit 10,000?
Hiyo ndio. Sasa hiyo in 1 year from today, hiyo ndio nataka, naomba tu Mungu anisaidie nipate 10,000 na niwafeed. Na niwapatie medical. Sasa wale ambao niko nao 700, next month tutakuwa tunawapatia kadi zao za NHIF. Ni NSSF, ni NSSF. Iza NHIF. NHIF. Tuwapatia kadi zao NHIF. Kuna madaktari tume-enroll na wao. Sasa wanakuja mwisho wa mwezi, nitakuita. Katikati kitu tarehe 15 hivi nitakuita. Wanakuja, kuna daktari wa macho, kuna daktari wa meno, kuna daktari wa mifupa, kuna daktari wa sukari, wa pressure, wote wanakuja. Hao wazee wanaangaliwa vizuri. Kisha tunawapikia, tunawachinja mang'ombe na mambuzi, kisha nawapatia package ya mwezi mzima. Wow. Alafu wanakuachia baraka, wanakuambia ubarikiwe mtoto wangu, ubarikiwe mtoto wangu, ubarikiwe mtoto wangu. Ndio naona sina uoga kama
na sina Apostle, si uoga Apostle.
Sina because I have protection.
Yeah.
You get me?
I get you. Now,
Another question.
Apostle, I want, yes, on Thursday, we are going to speak about the Saudi Arabia thing.
Not Saudi Arabia alone. We are going to speak about the people in Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, Qatar, Dubai, Sweden,
like
Europe.
Gulf countries.
Not Gulf. All they are suffering equally. But the difference is the civilization of the suffering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now,
the people in America are equally suffering as the people in Qatar. But now is the level of civilization and the kind of the altar that is in those places.
I want you give us a snip, like ile tu a kionjo about it, because people have been on my DMs. People are asking me about you, about that how the ladies from, okay, let's talk about the easy inches
Zagaf about the ladies going to
wile wanaenda pale wanateswa. And also there's a topic, Apostle, I would love also you speak about about ladies who are in the countries in America, in Europe.
No, you know, there is this thing, it is biblical, that we are the children of one somebody called Noah. And Noah gave birth to children called Ham, Shem, and now the black man is Ham. The one that saw the fathers naked is a black man, but Shem is a white man, and there is the other one, I don't remember his name, who is an Asian. So what they say, there's this superiority complex, the superiority the superiority of things, looking at things. The European took over and they became that they are the clever of the brothers. We are from one father, Noah, but now this, the one who became a European became much clever, much wiser than the one who saw the nakedness of his own father. So the mentality, the slavery mentality was installed in us, that to believe a Mzungu is more civilized, a good one, an important person than you. Then you go to a Mwarabu is trying to force things so that he can overtake, he can overrun the Mzungu by making me feel inferior. Did you get me? By making me feel inferior. Number two, in the Asian country, it is a monarch. It is not a democratic, they are not democratic nations. They are monarchs. They are led by kings and queens. You go to Europe, it is a democratic. You go to America, is democratic. But you go to Europe, it is democratic, but still you go to Norway, there is a king. You go to UK, there is a king. You go to those countries, Scandinavian countries, they are led by kings. They are powerful. But now they bring that up picture, the outer picture of them, of democracy. Democracy, it is a rule of Lucifer himself. The monarch is a rule of God. But now, God is a monarch. You don't question God. You do what God has said. That is the role of a king. But you go to the democracy, like where you have Kenya, there's a freedom of worship. There's what? That you cannot do this, you cannot do this, you can do this. If you do this, this will happen. You'll be taken to jail. If you go and find two men are sleeping together and you condemn them, you'll be taken to court, you'll be jailed because of condemning people who are enjoying conchagos. You see? But if you go to Asian country, there is none like that. You cannot do it. There is a rule. That is a Quran. You'll be stoned to death. But now, the problem here is not the girls that are going there. It is the agents here that are needed to be controlled. And if I was the Minister for Labor, I will just remove them from, I will block them, I will cancel them. because they will tell you you are going to a hospital, a hotel. You're going to work for a hotel. They don't give information of where these people are being taken. You don't have an information of your boss. You don't have an information of the people, how the conditions, working conditions. They don't even link you to the embassy of Kenya. You're just taken at the airport, then taken to a home, an office from the office. That is where you are told you are going here. And now you get, even there in Asian countries, we have the Freemasons, we have the witches, we have all kinds of things. Now you are taken to such a kind of a person. He knows where you come from. Number one, what they do, they confiscate your passport.
Why?
That's the first thing. They take up your passport. You will not be with your passport. Number two, you will not be given freedom to do anything. Yani, you will not live as a Kenyan. You will live as a Muslim, yet you have never a Muslim. So what will happen to you, you pretend
to become a Muslim.
You pretend to be their culture, yet you are not. You'll be given a buibui, you'll be given everything. But you go to America, this modern day slavery is in America. Modern day slavery is in Europe. Our people are tortured. They are overworked. They work for 18 hours. They work very hard for them to be sustained in that country. They are slaves. Some of them, you go to Europe, they are given, our girls are given dogs. But we don't complain because that's a bigger brother, a more civilized, that has dominated and controlled and manipulated our sisters and brothers. Because their whole motive is how they will destroy the African culture, they will destroy the African man so that they can come and take over Africa. Africa is the richest continent on earth. Africa has the best brains on earth. Africa has got the best man who has the best immunity in the world. Africa has got the largest deposit of minerals all over the world. So we control the riches. You see, there are countries like Israel, they don't have gold, but it's the largest seller of golds. This gold is coming from DRC, it's coming from Kakamega, it's coming from Tanzania, coming from Malawi, Zambia, there. But it finds its way in Israel, and Israel, the one controls the prices of the gold all over the world, yet they don't own. You see? Europe runs the world. Like now you see, you start your league, football league, nobody will watch it, but we must watch the Premier League. Until now, yourself, wewe klabu yako ni Chelsea, na huyu mwingine klabu yake ni Arsenal, mwingine klabu yake ni Manchester. We even fight. Children are even hanging themselves because wamebet na imeshindikana. That is a spirit. A football spirit that is controlling and manipulating your minds. You find people in bars, wamejaa huko wakikunywa pombe, shangiliering, others fighting because of a goal or a failure of a goal. Those are the altars that are speaking. Those are said the territorial altars all over, which controls you. Go to UK. If you're a pastor, you have a church, and there is a Manchester versus Chelsea game, or a Manchester City versus Manchester United. If you're a pastor, you have to put a screen in the church. They watch the football first, then they allow you to preach to them. Because it is a demon of football.
Wow.
That is controlling them.
Wow.
So wherever you go, what I'm trying to tell you, whenever we go, and the people in our ladies in Qatar, the people who are in Europe, the people in America, Australia, Canada, they are powers that controls those territories, either demonic or godly. If you look at the dollar note, it has got that eye. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
And the pyramid.
Yeah, I've seen it.
That's the eye and the pyramid of the Freemasons. But up there, in God, we trust. You see the irony? They have put both territories, they have put both altars in their note so that they can control the whole world. The war in Russia and Ukraine.
Ukraine, yeah.
Ukraine, Russia, Ukraine, is about the supremacy of the world. The Russians are burning their midnight oil to make sure the dollar is destroyed. And the Americans are working so hard to make sure they call it ruble is destroyed. So it is about the economy and about the spirits of the world.
Wow.
Do you understand? Mm-hmm. When the Commonwealth Games that were held the other day, you saw there's a bull that was brought into the middle of the stadium when they were opening the games. And everybody bowed to that bull. That is what we call Zerubbabel in the Bible. Mm-hmm. The introduction of worshipping Baal. It is there. Number two, when this man, the Prime Minister, the current Prime Minister, was inaugurated, what happened to him? He did a ritual. He had a candle, the things he was doing, everything. He did a lot of things. He is, here is about number 10, top ranking Freemason. It is a replacement of the Queen who died. They brought a senior person, top ranking. That guy, you look at him, you think he's just an ordinary Muhindi. He's not an ordinary Muhindi. He's very powerful, very rich. Wachana na hizi mlikuwa mnasema Mudavadi yako na 4 billion. Hiyo ni pesa ya mfuko ya hiyo jamaa. Mfuko ya shati hapa. Wow. And that is the word for you.
Wow.
In this world, you need to understand what kind of kingdom, what kind of altar that speaks where you go. If you go to Atlanta, Georgia, there are altars that speak there. Raise an altar and destroy those altars.
Wow.
If you go to Kakamega, there are altars in Kakamega that speaks. Go destroy them. If you want to succeed, you must destroy them all, join them. And if they operate under limitation, if you join them, you become unlimited. And if they are operating under poverty, spirit of poverty, you become poor. So where you go, you must be able to go. Don't keep crying ati uko tuko na shida. Hakuna shida, ni hiyo territory imekukataa. Hiyo altar ya uko imekukataa. Find a way, break it or join it. And me advise, break it, because you don't belong to that altar. Yeah.
Wow. So guys, this is just a tip of what Apostle will be speaking about hapo mbele. And first of all, Apostle, thank you so much, because it's you who have made me kufika 90,000 subscribers.
Wow. 90,000.
Right now, road is to 100K subscribers.
Yeah.
And we pray.
I'm talking to you. You're watching us. Let's make this man 100K. Let's have that campaign. Campaign until we make this man 100K. And remember, we must buy him a laptop. That's a must. That's a must.
And also,
and that's what I was telling you. As I was telling you.
Yeah.
For anything that you are doing, it has to be sacrificed for.
Okay.
Even in the media, that's a sacrifice you've done. To be where you are is a sacrifice. There are so many people, bloggers, but it has refused to come up. It must be a sacrifice. God must be in it, as He's doing. And now, because He's doing this good work of God, I want to tell you, we'll be bringing another story of a woman. I will give it later. But what I want to tell you, it is very important to understand, whatever you do, be that person who gives sacrifices. The powerful men and women of God, wherever they went, they offered sacrifices. Everywhere Moses went, he offered a sacrifice. Everywhere Joshua went, he offered a sacrifice. Everywhere Abraham went, he offered a sacrifice. Anything they did, there's a sacrifice. In the countries that you are in, give a sacrifice. If you've come from Kisumu, you've come to Nairobi, they are the demons of Nairobi. They are not the demons of Kakamega. So you come to Nairobi, you must align yourself by giving a sacrifice so that the demons of Nairobi will not defeat you. There are people who came to Nairobi and whatever is happening to them, they are ever in hospitals, they are ever in prison, they are ever in challenges of life. Because the territory has refused them. Whether you like it or not, you must be that person to win and conquer We conquer by raising altars and destroying the previous one. Conquer. You can never conquer any territory without an altar. You must have an altar. You can never conquer in marriage without the altar of your family or the altar, you, man and woman, having an altar. This altar, you sacrifice to it continuously. You don't cease, continuously. And backed by the word of God, yes, you succeed. You win. Thank you for now. Remember to subscribe. Remember to make this man 100K subscribers.
I'll be so happy.
I'll be campaigning. I will be campaigning
I'll be so
nobody's
happy.
business. I'm telling you, I'll be campaigning like nobody's business.
I'm so
and remember, we gave him a camera. We are not bragging, but let's appreciate him. Let's appreciate him. And because he's a good man, a humble one.
Thank you so much, Apostle. We want to say thank you so much, and also we'll continue enlightening people, and we'll continue telling people the whole truth without fearing. Although nimepatiwa vitisho, mboya acha nikuleta huyo Apostle, but I'll bring you. We still Kenyans the truth.
Hai, umeleta vitisho?
Unadhani ni kidogo? Mboya acha kuleta huyo mzee siji nini anasema vitu hata ayuko. People from the other side. But I will continue saying the truth. I'll continue bringing you because media has a right of expression.
Yes.
As long as you've not abused someone.
Na the other day walikuwa nasema Mboya hakuna mahali anaenda. Sasa wanasema Mboya wacha kulete.
Mboya wameona mahali naenda wakasema sasa Mboya acha nikuleta Apostle. Lakini mimi nitazidi kukuleta day in day out. Guys, remember to follow me on Instagram, Mboya_Vincent. Follow me on TikTok, Vincent Mboya. Follow Apostle Ndura Waruinge on Facebook, and Bethel, if I'm not wrong. Bethel, yes, on Facebook also. And pia kwa
Bethel Clouds.
Bethel Clouds.
Yeah.
Na pia tumesikia ni kilio yenu Apostle afungulie YouTube channel. We are working on that. Nataka tukifungua hivi, we open the YouTube and immediately we make Apostle reach 10K subscribers.
Within that very day.
Within that very day. It's possible. Inawezekana.
Inawezekana.
Yes. Till next time, guys. Kama kawaida. Bye bye.
Thank you.